Thad Cochran is from Mississippi. Well, he should be anyway. He's the senator from Mississippi. He's facing a tough primary challenge from Chris McDaniel. And he doesn't list his primary residence in the state of Mississippi. Instead, it's listed with an aide who lives in D.C. So what does that mean? It doesn't matter.
Well, it's bad politics. It probably doesn't play very well back home in Mississippi. Last cycle, we saw our own Will Ron break the story that Dick Lugar didn't live in Indiana,
right,
or wherever the hell Dick Lugar ostensibly was supposed to be living. That hurt him. That has ramifications. This cycle we're seeing in Kansas, another example, Senator Pat Roberts supposedly not living in his home state.
Right.
Like, they're no longer even pretending to live back there. Like if you're a U.S. senator, couldn't you like keep a place for appearance sake?
Well, he does.
He does keep this cabin.
Yeah, he keeps this cabin in
Okay.
Mississippi, but he lists it as his second residence on his FEC filings, I guess. This happens like all the time, by the way. Like Marco Rubio moved his family to D.C. Obviously, he wants to be closer to them, but he's spending more time here than he is in his district. Dianne Feinstein, who basically lives in a mansion in D.C. That's like it. And of course goes back to California from time to time, but this is like, she's here.
Well, devil's advocate, though, I mean, going to California is a 3,000-mile trek.
I can see why it plays badly, and I do kind of agree with you that if you're flying back and forth all the time, I'm not sure that that's, first of all, a good use of your time. I understand the optics of it, the PR version of it, that if you're the senator from somewhere, you should spend time there.
Thad Cochran not living in Mississippi, I think that will play with Mississippi voters. I think Chris McDaniel is going to use that to his advantage in a big way. This is already a hotly contested primary, and we could see Cochran lose this primary because of this issue. I don't doubt that McDaniel's going to make a lot of hay out of this.
These senators have these home state offices, and if they're just going back and forth for appearances, I mean, it seems like kind of a waste of time. The senator isn't really the one that's doing all of the work. They're having all these people in the home state helping them do the work for them.
Right.
So if it's just for an appearance sake that you need to fly back all the time and live there, I mean, that just seems kind of like a waste of time.
I think some of it also, speaking to what Taylor was saying, is constituent service. I mean, if you are an incumbent senator and you have great district offices who are doing constituent service, if they're managing that sort of constituent service, it probably doesn't matter as much if they're getting the FaceTime walking in the Veterans Day parade because things are getting done.
There's no quicker way to seem out of touch with your own state than having evidence that you don't even appear in the state.
It's an easy talking point, and it's a bumper sticker message. People may not understand, whether Common Core even, right? But they're going to get he doesn't live here.
Definitely. At the end of the day, McDaniel's going to put a couple points on the board thanks to this.
This is a gift from God. He's going to use it and wring every single ounce out of it that he can.
If you were from Mississippi, would you want to go back there? I mean,